Cameroon, a country in Central Africa, bordered by Nigeria to the west, north of Chad to the northeast, Central Africa Republic to the east, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and the Republic of Congo to the south. Cameroon mainly, they speak French and English, which is actually their major languages. The capital of Cameroon is Yaoundé, which is the second largest city as compared to Douala. Yeah, Cameroon is, as compared to the land size, Cameroon is a little bit less populated because they have 26 million people. And it's a developing country, of course. And their currency is Central France, the CFA. Basketball is one thing that Cameroonians all really are interested in. And of course, the first person that always comes to mind whenever we think of basketball is Joel EMBIID. But the person who really made basketball, put Cameroon on the map, is Bamute. And we have Pascal Siakam too in the Toronto Raptors. Those are very, very good players, at least in their franchise, they are starters. And it makes Cameroon, it put Cameroon on the map. And you might have heard of Cameroonians in football like Samuel Eto'o, but in basketball, they are really making headways, same as Nigeria. The NBA. Okay, so for our sake, in a way, it's a peaceful country. And it's also interesting. Actually, if you really take a trip, it's better for you to also come into contact with Cameroon. This is Joel EMBIID. And it's virtually about how great he is and whether he can win the MVP this time.
Before this year, people were looking at the Sixers as losers. One thing I told myself was really got to change the culture and then be a leader, and it started with me. I had to show by example, diving in the stand and
look at the hustle right there. Hustle.
Carry the offense, defensively be the best defensive player in the league.
LeBron James blocked by EMBIID.
I really wanted to change the culture, and I think now people see the Sixers differently than they did the previous 3 or 4 years.
For me, this year EMBIID is the MVP, no doubt. I can't say more, but for me, we'll see. Look, Bamute actually really made a statement by putting them on the map. But guess what? He did his part, and the rest is left up to the kids. At least for them to do theirs also.
My twin brother and I, we used to go to different school. He would come home and we're like, oh man, I learned this great sport.
I was like, yo man, I just found out about these games called basketball. He was like, what is it? I was like, yo, you just, take the rock, take the hoop, and you just throw it.
The first thing we did, we got a bucket. We cut the bottom open, put a post, and we nailed it on the wall, and that was our first hoop.
And we used to just use buckets and just kind of stone rocks and just kind of play around and just throw it.
My dad picked up on it, and he was, oh, they're like basketball. He started buying cassettes. The first cassette that we got was NBA Jam. It was hip hop, basketball. From there, I was sold.
Welcome to the NBA.
We used to sit here on this couch and just watch games till 4 o'clock. We used to think those guys were on a different planet, real talk. Michael Jordan was a god for us.
The Bulls, man. Back then in the 90s, that's what it was. You watched MJ, Scottie. It was so transcendent, the influence they had. You had people in my village who didn't know anything about basketball. You see them with a Chicago Bulls shirt or Michael Jordan.
Le basketball camerounais. Le point positif, tout le monde le voit, c'est qu'on a souvent des profils de joueurs qui ont des tailles intermédiaires, qui sont très denses physiquement, costauds et qui sont d'excellents défenseurs. Ce sont en général des postes 3-4 et qui ont une volonté de faire, qui sont prêts à tout sacrifier pour défendre pour leur équipe. Disons que Luc, c'est quelqu'un qui a très vite appris les fondamentaux, maîtrise parfaitement ses fondamentaux. Il arrive à allier sur sa défense des qualités physiques extraordinaires avec une intelligence dans la lecture de jeu sur la défense. Après la première année de formation, il progressait vraiment à une vitesse spectaculaire parce qu'en fait, un jour, il a décidé qu'il allait devenir professionnel.
It's crazy because for those 2-3 years when I was in Cameroon and like playing basketball, like trying to make it, the dream and the goal is like, hey, you got to go to the US. The big thing at the time was to get to the US on a scholarship. All the basketball players at the time were like, hey, I gotta get good so I can be able to play in high school and in college in the US. At the time, I had friends actually who were going to the internet cafe and like writing to coaches in high schools. Say, hey, I'm 6'7", I'm a guard, I play basketball. He was sending his pictures, trying to get a scholarship. They'll get on the phone and then the coach will say, hey, you know, I'm interested. Boom, they'll send him an I-20, then he'll go. Once you get the visa to come to the US and you know you're coming to play basketball, oh, it's an amazing feeling. It's you going to pursue your dream.
Parce que quand j'accepte qu'il aille aux États-Unis faire le basket, je ne pense pas un seul instant qu'il va aller faire du basket pour aller à la NBA. Ah non.
Not long after Luke reached the NBA, his focus turned back to his homeland. He began to set up a pipeline to bring dozens of young players to high schools and colleges in the States.
You know, when I got into the NBA, I really felt like I owed it to my country, my community, my continent to do something, right? Because I mean, what's the point of making it to the NBA just for me, all right? So it's like, yeah, I made it to the NBA so all these guys can make it. I made it to the NBA so all these coaches can get better. Basketball in Cameroon can get better. All this stuff can develop. I felt like I carried a torch.
Le basket, jusqu'à un moment, il était un sport de riches, entre guillemets. Avant, il fallait être un enfant de riche parce que les ballons ne se trouvent pas. Mais plus le temps évolue, il devient un peu un sport de tout le monde. Et avec l'arrivée de Luc en NBA, il a encore essayé de ramener le maximum de gens se frotter à lui et il leur permet de rêver.
Deux dribbles en change. Dribble le contre-attaque, vous avez 5 dribbles. On commence par 5. Appliquez. Accélère. Léon.
Nous avons cette chance d'avoir ce stade, c'est vrai, plein de poussière, mais on peut jouer même s'il pleut. C'est pour cela que nous avons ce volume d'entraînement.
Un ballon de taille 7.
On peut dire qu'aujourd'hui, par exemple, je prends mon centre, on est capable de créer 5 équipes de la catégorie U14, U16 chez les garçons et autant chez les filles. Ce n'est pas donné, vous voyez. Donc, les enfants s'intéressent, les parents s'y intéressent. Qu'est-ce qui nous reste? Il faut simplement qu'on travaille.
Et c'est ici aussi que Luc Barmout tient ses camps. Mais avant, nous faisons des présélections dans tout le Cameroun.
I do the pre-selection myself. I go in there and I sit there all day, watch them play. You know, they play for like 10 minutes and then I take like 4 or 5 names, then next guys. And then those names, they go to the next round.
L'objectif premier n'était pas celui de leur permettre d'arriver à son niveau. C'était celui de prendre un jeune, lui apprendre les fondamentaux, et puis, si possible, lui permettre d'obtenir une bourse pour les États-Unis. D'année en année, nous sommes montés à avoir 5000 jeunes.
At a camp in 2011, Luke stumbled across a lanky kid in way over his head, Joel EMBIID.
Joel's dad was the president of the Handball Federation, so he's involved with sports and all that stuff. But Joel was playing volleyball, I think, growing up.
When I was 16, I was actually supposed to go to France, like be a professional volleyball player, until the opportunity came to start playing basketball. My dad, he thought it was too physical for me, so he didn't let me play.
Joel, ici, ça c'était 2008.
Joel, après avoir fini les entraînements de volleyball, il dit, ne dites pas à papa qu'il va au basketball. Il balance ses ballons, il balance, et puis après il rentre.
Déjà, il a commencé à jouer au basketball, je le dis, c'était un peu tard, qui était un ancien basketteur. Quand il a vu sa taille, il lui a posé la question, mais pourquoi tu ne joues pas venu? Il me dit, mais tu as quelqu'un ici à la maison mais il faut qu'il joue au basket.
He never talked, and I didn't really feel comfortable telling him what I wanted to do because I was so young too.
Donc c'est comme ça que je lui ai dit, si tu veux jouer au basketball, il n'y a pas de problème, tu vas commencer à jouer au basketball.
My coach back in Cameroon gave me like a tape, like video tape, maybe 45 minutes to an hour of Hakeem Olajuwon.
Johnson into the post to Olajuwon. Turns, comes around Michael Thompson, slam dunk.
I watched that video every day. I just kept watching it the next day, go and try the same move.
Comme j'ai des amis qui sont des entraîneurs de basketball, ils me disaient, mais ton fils là, il est vraiment doué, c'est-à-dire qu'il nous sort certaines aptitudes qui sont rares.
It started when I think I was watching the NBA Finals, and I think it was 2009. I became a big Kobe fan. Like every time I would shoot, I'd just be like, Kobe. Just the intensity, how fun it was, and like how exciting the dream to come to the US and like make it happen too. I just thought about it all, and that's when I wanted to play basketball.
My assistant coach told me about Joel. He was like, oh, you remember the kid, EMBIID, the Colonel, EMBIID? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, he's playing basketball now, and he can be really good. And I was like, okay, good. You're going to bring him to the camp.
Ça a démarré comme un jour. Moi, j'étais en vacances en France. Je suis rentrée, j'ai trouvé ce camp qui avait démarré, organisé par Mbamouté. Je ne l'ai pas trouvé à la maison. J'ai demandé, où est Joël? Son papa m'a dit, il est en stage bloqué. J'ai dit, mais stage bloqué de quoi? Tu ne m'en as pas parlé.
The opportunity came in 2011 when Luke Bamute came back and he had a camp, and I went there and I got selected, and he gave me a chance to come to the state. It was complicated because I was by myself, 16. I didn't know English, so just going to a different country where I don't really know anybody and just gonna be all by myself, no family.
Il faut dire que pour moi, c'était vraiment difficile parce que Joël avait 16 ans. Et je me voyais un peu, 16 ans, tu vas dans un pays que tu ne connais pas, tu vas vivre dans un système d'internat, tu n'as pas d'amis, tu n'as pas d'attache, tout le monde est derrière. C'était un peu difficile. Je me suis dit, est-ce qu'il va s'adapter, est-ce qu'il va s'accoucher? Vraiment, je me suis posé beaucoup de questions.
Coming to the state, I wasn't good at all, and I used to get pushed all over the place, get in fights every practices, get kicked out of practices. But my coach actually did it for a reason. Like when he was kicking me out, and my teammates were kind of making fun of me, he was always staying behind and be like, keep laughing, but in a couple of years, he's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Alors je me rappelle un jour, il me l'appelle, il me dit, mais maman, je venais à peine de garer ma voiture, je sortais du travail. Il me dit, papa est où? Papa est où? Il me dit, Je voudrais que papa demande au coach de lui remettre son passeport parce qu'il va partir.
Joel stuck it out, and everyone in the world has followed the EMBIID show to where we are today.
With the third pick in the 2014 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Joel EMBIID from Yaoundé, Cameroon.
C'est triste. C'est triste. C'est vraiment triste. Parce que Arthur, quand Arthur allait pour la draft, Arthur a raconté à tout le monde, à tous ceux qui le connaissaient, qu'il va aux États-Unis. Il va assister son frère. Il était très content. Il était trop fier. Il était trop fier de lui.
14 ans. Voici Arthur. Ici. Petit frère.
I hadn't seen him since I left Cameroon. It was really tough on me, but the next day after that, I was on my way home. Sam Hinkie, who was the GM, he made sure that I got home.
Ça c'est Joel et puis Arthur. Arthur était...
After I heard stories about how party was on me, and just talking about me all over the place, and he had just started playing basketball, and my dad actually told me that he was taller than me at his age, so he was probably going to be 8 feet, I don't know.
Il allait se vanter, il allait être fier de son frère. Mais bon, la nature en a décidé, et puis voilà, on s'en tient. C'est une fatalité, je sais pas.
That's right about the time when everybody was coming out with stories and stuff. He's 300 pounds. The media was all over me, hating me and all that stuff. So that's when I learned how to trust the process. Just live with it and trust the process.
À travers les multiples activités de la Fondation Luc Mbamute et de la Fondation EMBIID également, aujourd'hui nous avons cette opportunité d'avoir quand même parmi les meilleurs jeunes du Cameroun qui puissent nous représenter à chaque fois. On a ciblé déjà quelques-uns avec l'accompagnement de Luc et de Joël durant les vacances dernières, que nous suivons particulièrement pour les préparer à aller déjà au camp de Basketball Without Border en Afrique du Sud. Et puis qui sait, peut-être qu'ils auront cette opportunité-là pour des bourses.
Allons-y, allons-y, allons-y. C'est quel passe ça?
EMBIID, Jock, and Crystal are three of the prospects trying to take it to the next level.
Voici ma chambre. Ça, c'est Joel EMBIID. Le titre, c'est Ma vie est comme un film. Plus d'une fois, j'ai envie de tout balancer, de rentrer chez moi à Yaoundé, au Cameroun, surtout après la mort de mon frère Arthur. La vie ici à Philadelphie m'était insupportable. Quand je regarde cette image, j'essaie à me mettre à sa place et parfois, je ressens de la pitié. Bref. Comme Luc et Joël, ils ont été à nos places et ils savent comment ça se passe quand on est au Cameroun, comment faire et bref, ils se mettent un peu à nos places.
Bon, ici, voici ma maison. C'est vraiment un désordre. Excusez-moi pour le bazar. Champion du Cameroun, Ligue nationale au Palais des Sports cette année, 2017. Et enfin, champion national FENASCO cette année toujours, en 2017, à Bouya. We are the best. Ça me donne beaucoup d'espoir même, puisqu'il me dit, si ils sont arrivés, pourquoi moi je ne pourrais pas y arriver? Si Luc l'a fait, moi aussi je suis contraint de le faire, puisqu'il doit suivre le bon exemple. Que j'ai pensé depuis que j'ai commencé le basket.
Je peux shooter, des fois je shoot en haut des fils, des fois je shoot en bas. Je jouais d'abord pour le plaisir, parce que je voyais les autres enfants jouer. Mais ensuite, quand je suis entré en 6e, j'ai rencontré le coach François et il m'a aidé à m'entraîner. C'est ainsi que j'ai évolué et puis j'ai commencé à participer aux compétitions. Et à travers les voyages comme la FENASCO, ça me permet de découvrir le pays et de nombreux endroits. Et de me faire des connaissances aussi un peu partout. J'ai pas de raison particulière, j'aime simplement ce jeu. Je sais même pas pourquoi je l'aime, mais je l'aime quand même.
Parce que c'est là-bas qu'il y a les meilleurs, vu comment je veux être meilleur.
Alors, monte, viens.
Je veux aussi qu'on me voie comme LeBron James, Stephen Curry, les joueurs comme ça. Je me lève même souvent à 2 heures pour voir les matchs. Après les retards à mes heures de sommeil, mais bon, ça me plaît de voir les matchs.
J'aimerais un peu jouer comme un mix de EMBIID pour son caractère, KD pour son tir et sa rapidité, LeBron James pour son attitude.
Comme si je jouais de la star en ce moment, et particulièrement sur ses stats, il est impressionnant. Donc du coup, ça m'inspire beaucoup même.
Donc à travers eux, et je pense que la nomination tout dernièrement.
What a pass to EMBIID, my goodness! Posterizes Baines, and the foul! EMBIID, right-hand slam as he lands on Aaron Baines. And they're going to call a foul. Joel EMBIID pops the mask off to ignite the crowd. Fargo center, EMBIID on his first touch. Right to work on Nene! You take that, Nene! Slam! Zeller and EMBIID met him at the top. Wow, what a play by Joel EMBIID.
I got to take a look at that again. Let's see this. Zeller thinks he's got a wide open look. Oh my goodness.
EMBIID. Wow, what a play by EMBIID. Sidesteps Brook Lopez. What a play. Simmons back the other way. Westbrook is 0 for 4. Good show and go. EMBIID detonates on Westbrook and stares him down. Oh, man. EMBIID just posterized Russell Westbrook. EMBIID misses the second. 6-point game. Dragic on the push. And it is swatted by EMBIID. Boy, that was a major rejection. Wow. Joel EMBIID. Booker, EMBIID there to say absolutely no.
Last line of defense. Booker sees daylight, not for long. EMBIID says no indeed.
This is the rookie out of France. Working it with EMBIID. Well done by the two rookies.
Little two-man game. Turn it up, big fella. Timothée with the find. JoJo with the finish.
Sixers suddenly by 18. EMBIID, his third block in the first half. He runs the floor with Simmons and finishes what he started.
Joel EMBIID knocking it out here in Philadelphia. The block at one end and a flying two-hand slam.
Looking for George, he was denied. Westbrook crossover drives the lane, blocked by EMBIID. Ball knocked out of bounds, Sixer ball. Spectacular defensive play from Joel EMBIID. Westbrook attacking the rim. Westbrook though drives, gets inside, blocked by EMBIID. Oh, what a rejection!
Here's Westbrook, the Sixers snapping, not EMBIID, he blocked it.
EMBIID drive, gets past Horford. Oh, he stuffs it on him! Sixers running Simmons along with Redick in the backcourt. Guy's got it now, EMBIID in the middle. He's got a mismatch and he promptly throws it down in the face of Paul Millsap. Joel EMBIID, maybe that gets the Sixers going. Shot clock is unplugged. Lillard, the bump and run, EMBIID there to smother Damian Lillard.
Marvelous defensive play by Joel Embiid, indeed.
Booker to a trailing Embiid out top. He'll fake a three. He drives it on town side, snaps a finger roll. What a play by Embiid. You won't see a big man in the world make a play like that.
Covington unleashing Embiid, and he throws it down!
Sixers with active hands. Robert playing the passing lanes. A little bit of fumbling. The pass up ahead. JoJo with the enthusiasm after the finish.
Ooh. Oh, Embiid throwing it down as DeAndre Jordan.
DJ says, oh, my fault, because DeAndre doesn't normally bite on those pump fakes, but he bit big time.
Here's Towns in the line, and Embiid blocked his shot. Joel EMBIID turns away Towns.
Towns was going for the kaboom, and Joel EMBIID said no. Embiid, that's Dudley taking a tumble. Embiid off the backboard, took it back and slammed for two. Heady play by Joel EMBIID, who's got 20.
Threw it off the backboard to himself. A little and one mixtape for Joel EMBIID.
McConnell comes up with a loose ball. Embiid's going to try it again. Oh, try as he did, and he did so with might, slamming for two.
Now we've seen Euro steps and we've seen Euro steps, but look, ooh, look at that one. Rashawn evading the defender and the nice little dunk.
Embiid, his own miss. Wow! No doubt about that one.
Are you kidding me?
That was a major throwdown.
What? That was insane. Oh my goodness.
That was some sickness right there. Embiid thinking three. Joel rolling in, and he throws it down. 21 for number 21.
Lakers have scored 9 of the last 12 points to retake the lead. Embiid doing work, counted and a foul. 41 for Embiid. Look out, league.
This is truly dreamlike. Hakeem Olajuwon type footwork, comfortable.
I guess if you see the mismatch, you have to be ready to help, right? Oh, he crammed that through. Joel EMBIID, and he was fouled as well.
I can guarantee you Bertans didn't see that coming, or else he would have done more about it.
Embiid, nice give up. Simmons, who throws it down, and for Joel, a career-high 9th assist.
Show me love and subscribe. Peace out.